All right. We're back. I want to welcome everybody back. We hadn't seen Tim in a little bit, but we're glad he's back. He's been working on some projects and
home improvements done, so
I'm
here now.
Staying busy. We got Joe and Dave in the house. We'll kick off talking about. We went to a grand opening for District Brews last night. It was pretty nice in downtown Birmingham. While we were there, mingling with everybody, we ended up running into a couple people from Back 40 Brewery. I think they were started somewhere else, but this is their second location. They have a location in Birmingham. I'm trying to remember where the first one was.
I believe Gadsden is the other location.
Yeah, that's correct.
Yeah. Well, anyway, we ran into Tosh and Chelsea. Tosh is their brewmaster. He was ran into him by happenstance because he's standing there. I'm standing there. We're almost shoulder to shoulder, and this young lady come walking through, and there's a damn little concrete ledge where the roll-up door comes, and she had already, I don't know where she came from, but she'd already been enjoying wherever she had been, and she come walking out through there, and she tripped over that thing, and she went down in slow motion. It's like she didn't fall. It was like just leaning into it, and she just kind of caught her hand on the table, and I was actually kind of impressed. She must have some really strong legs, and so Tosh was standing next to me, and I looked at him, and he looked at me. We both kind of laughed, and I said, "Man, she looks like she's doing pretty good." I said, "Obviously not as good as you, since you're sitting there double fisting beers." Because he had two big full beers, and he's like, "No, man, that's for somebody else." And it was for Chelsea. And but by happenstance, we got to talking, and he actually has agreed to come on call into the show. We're going to talk about beer.
Yeah, that'd be good. I'm all about that.
Yeah. And how he got into it, and we just have to work out some details with him, hopefully. But his uncle, and I may say this wrong, so forgive me, but I believe his uncle owns this particular chain, this one in Birmingham. I guess there's another family member that owns the one in Gadsden or wherever it is. So that's some pretty interesting. He had some pretty interesting things on the brewery industry and how it was coming out. Hopefully he can bring us some good content. I know you, Tim, and Dave will know a lot more than I'll be completely learning when it comes to all this craft beer.
Well, I don't know a whole lot about it. I do. I know a little bit. I know enough that I like it. Mm-hmm. I like it a lot, and I like to learn because I don't know what makes one beer this and one beer that as much as a lot of people do. But
well, I get confused on, like he was talking about wheat. Well, there's a wheat version. There's this version. And I know I sound ignorant to all the people that are.
I don't know it either.
Yeah, extreme brew people, but it'll be interesting to. I guess he's offered you a little tour too, didn't he?
Yeah. So I'm going to try and swing by there today and just kind of check the place out and give it another shot, because I know that usually I travel around with my dog, and so because they serve food, they don't allow dogs in. So that's
a big strike for you.
That's been a bit of. Yeah, because my buddy don't leave my side.
Yeah, Dave hit him hard with that, by the way.
I did. Hey, man, that's like insulting my child,
Dave was all over him. He was like,
well, but you had your dogs there.
Yeah, well, I didn't say it like that, but I mean, I went on a day they were closed, and he was in there cleaning or something, and two dogs come running around, and they were good dogs. And I busted his balls a little bit on that, But no, he was a really nice guy.
Yeah, he's pretty cool.
So, yeah, I promised him I'd come back by today, and he said he's going to show me around and maybe even teach me a little bit about the making process.
Yeah, that would be pretty cool if we.
That's one business I wouldn't mind trying to get into. I know nothing about it, but it looks like it'd be something I'd enjoy.
Mm-hmm. Well, that's kind of what he was saying. I don't want to take away from if he ends up calling in and talking about it, but he got into it by happenstance. It was, because of his uncle or whatever. He was working out in somewhere towards Colorado, but I don't think it was Colorado. I can't remember what he said. We'll let him fill us in. But his uncle called him, said, "Hey, this is what I'm going to do. Are you interested?" And that's kind of how he got into it.
Wow.
So, I mean, that's pretty. I mean, there's a lot to it. I can imagine there's a lot. It's not just pouring shit in a bucket and spinning it up.
Right. Yeah. I mean, just the process and the time involved, because I've talked to those guys at Ghost Train and Good People and all, and Cahaba and all those guys, and it's pretty involved, and it takes years and years to become a brewmaster.
Right. What was the average cost that you were paying for beer last night?
Oh, it was about $6.
$6.
Yeah.
So here's the thing. You see all the equipment back there, man, and just the building and everything alone. The capital investment's got to be 1.5 million.
I bet.
Just to get that kind of money and hope to recoup, what you're.
Well, I know when Ghost Train was opening up, I worked downtown, right beside, real close to it, and I would go by there as they were just putting stuff in, and he told me the hoops you have to jump through to get licensed for this and that. It's a pain in the ass, and it kept putting it. He kept pushing back the date of open about 9 months because he couldn't get it approved. You got to get them to come by and they got to look at this tank. Is this tank good? Is it everything up to snuff? And he said it took him about 9 months to get all of it approved.
In the meantime, he's still paying on property that
that he's not making money on.
Yeah. Oh man, that's you gotta have deep pockets or good credit. One of the
You ain't shit.
Yeah.
But they're doing really well though. They took off, and man, and that's one of my favorite beers.
Yeah. Everybody is though, man. All the breweries are. I'm actually kind of impressed. I never envisioned Birmingham being a brew town per se, but man, the breweries. Hopefully, it doesn't get saturated where they start falling off.
And I'm gonna tell you, I'm gonna sound like a homer here, but I'm not trying to be one. Got something in my eye. But I've been to a lot of different places and been to a lot of different breweries. And Birmingham's some of the best I've ever been in as far as the taste of the beer. I don't know what makes it that way. I don't know if it's the water. I know I've traveled up through Milwaukee, and I like Miller beer in Milwaukee, but I don't like it here. And it's totally different. The taste is just way different. And I asked the guy, I said, well, what's the difference? I said, because we're living in Birmingham, and our Miller Lite, I can't drink Miller Lite. I mean, I just can't. It's like piss in a cup. I can't do it. But up there, it's really good. And I said, why is it different? He said, it's the water. Really? He said, all the beer that we get here, most of it, 90% of it come out of Atlanta. And their water up there, I guess, is so much better that the beer, if you get a beer from there and one from Atlanta, you won't even know it's the same type of beer. It's so different. And I don't know if our water here in Birmingham is good enough, but that might be part of it.
Well, I know in the past that Birmingham's water's been rated as far
real
as
good.
Real good as far as cleanliness and purity and stuff like that. It's always, until they screwed us over on that whole sewer job, and we're still paying for it. That's a subject in its own matter, but yeah.
But I think the Birmingham beers are just so much better than a lot of them. And I've went to breweries and out in Washington and up in different places and all over, and I don't think any of them's as good as here.
Yeah. Well, I'm just impressed at the because we got family members in the bar business per se, but man, they're taking it to a whole nother level on comfort and atmosphere and I mean, it was like we were there last night. I didn't see one person aggravated, and it was freaking cold. And it's just different mentality than a bar. You go in a bar, somebody wants to whip your ass. Yeah. People don't seem to get that way there. Right. No, I guess that's what I'm saying.
It's like a coffee shop. It's like a coffee shop that serves beer.
Yeah.
It's that atmosphere.
Well, and they set up a certain ambiance, which I like. It's very comfortable and relaxed, and there's almost a bonding there. You know?
Well, it was even when I went to a week ago when I was in North Carolina, when Sierra Nevada, which that place was like unreal beautiful. I mean, you go in there and it's, I guess they attract a certain clientele, for their little restaurant bar side. But last night, there's a few of the breweries I haven't been to in Birmingham, but the one we went to last night, man, I could see myself going there easily.
Yeah.
But they didn't. Did they or did they not serve food? I know there was a food truck.
It looked like they did.
There was a food truck outside around the corner.
I think they may have had some food there for the event only, but I don't think that they have a kitchen there.
Okay. Was there any dogs there last night?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, there was a ton of dogs.
Yeah.
See, and I like that, too, that they invite the dogs. I think that's good.
Yeah. I'll say one thing. This is not a negative comment, but I'm not a violent person, honestly, but I wanted to whoop this dude's ass so bad. Him or his wife, one of the two. They had this little bitty, it looked like a white schnauzer. and this poor dog had a little bitty Alabama jersey on, and I'm not kidding you, it was 30-something degrees, and they had him on the outside part, and you could, from the time he walked up, his legs were trembling. He was so cold.
Freezing to death.
Freezing to death, and I'm
And
sitting
they were
there.
there forever.
And they were there for a long, and I'm
Hours.
just sitting there, and I didn't want to be the guy to be the ass for the first night of a brewery opening, but I kept looking over there, and I just wanted to go over and say, hey man, why don't you take that fucking dog home?
Yeah.
Or hold it.
Yeah, do
Get it
something.
against your body. Warm it a little fire
Eventually,
up.
a couple hours later, they finally did pick it up.
Yeah,
Oh, really?
The big gas overheaters, the area heaters, got the
Yeah.
big tall stack thing. Yeah, they finally picked it up, and he was holding it near it, and I mean, Jesus Christ, the damn thing's about to get hypothermia.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, it
so-
was bad, man.
Yeah, but it was so cold. It was so cold, and to be nice today, it was so weird. But I couldn't believe how cold
But
it was.
it's still, a little chilly out there today.
Oh yeah, it's going to be cold tonight. That's for sure. But I wish, and that was kind of an odd time. Now we mentioned it. That's when you go all in, I guess, to build a brewery. You don't really have you kind of. I would think that they would want to schedule that to be more of a temperate climate to open up at. But I guess if you're just trying to get it open, you're trying to get it open.
Yeah, I mean, construction and getting all your licenses, I guess it falls when it falls.
Yeah, delays, whatever.
Yeah, and weather be damned, they got money to make, so they're not going to just sit on it until springtime.
Oh, for sure. I was just saying, if you look at your scheduling, you want to start when you think
Yeah.
at the worst case scenario you be, summertime, best time being, spring or fall.
Well, I'll be honest with you. Had they have opened it a week earlier, damn it felt like almost spring outside. You
That's
know?
what I'm saying. Yeah. So
Yeah.
but man, it was cold. There
It definitely was. Yeah.
and everybody was well dressed, nice, clean cut, beautiful ladies.
But and that's the thing. So when you serve $6 beer, you're not going to get those same hillbillies at a place where you serve.
Walker County ain't coming.
Yeah,
That's right.
Yeah, where people are used to paying $1 for a beer.
Yeah.
You're going to get a certain clientele that's going to pay $6 for a beer and not bitch about it.
Right.
So-
Wasn't nobody bitching, man. They were humping it.
And and I just joking said about Walker County, but they've got a brewery up there, downtown Jasper. It's called Twisted Barley.
Twisted Barley and Tallulah. That's where a friend of ours works.
Yeah, well, we went there. Me and Laura went there, and their beer's good. I wouldn't put it on the same level with Birmingham beer. And there again, it might be a water thing. I don't know. But it is good. But like I said, not quite as good as Birmingham beer. But good atmosphere and everything. And I never thought something like that would go in Walker County because those people are cheap as hell.
Wow.
Well, I'm going to tell you, they have a really cool little entertainment district down there, and I was shocked by that.
Jasper. Yeah,
Yes.
they do.
You can go outside, walk the streets, beer in your hand.
Yeah.
It is a
Open
cool
beer.
And Jasper.
It has a map on the wall. If you follow that, if you go with that map, you
be
go up
all right.
here and turn this way, you're good.
Yeah.
And yeah.
A cigar shop you hit, it's on the route. It's really, I was shocked. I was very
me too.
shocked.
And it's a beautiful downtown area.
Yeah.
It's old, and it's very historic. But
That's
for
smart,
something
though.
like that in Jasper, I would have never thought it would have.
Well, that's smart though, because where are people in Jasper going to go? They're going to go to
Yeah.
Birmingham.
Right.
If you don't have that,
Yeah.
you gotta have them something to, to
Now, I
keep
hadn't
them in
been to
town.
the other one. You said its name
Tallulah.
Tallulah. I hadn't been to that one. I've heard about it, but I hadn't been. Is it pretty nice?
It's really nice. It's
Would you put it above the other one?
above Twisted Barley. I don't know. They're pretty close. The thing with Tallulah is it came across as newer. It's just shinier, I guess, if you want to
More
put it. It's
modern,
brand new.
maybe?
Yeah. And they had to have 15 beers on tap that they made there. I mean,
Oh, wow.
I was shocked by how many.
Is their beer good?
It is good. It was actually really
Would you
good.
compare it to Birmingham beer?
Um,
Or am I just acting? Am I saying stupid shit saying that Birmingham beer is so good? I mean,
No, that's your opinion. I mean, you're basing it off what you would know better than me. You're a beer guy. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Like for me,
and I'm an IPA guy. A lot of people are not IPA guys because it's kind of bitter. And they said, man, my buddy said, I don't know why you like that bitter stuff. I said, well, hell, I've been married 3 times. Shit, I mean, you get used to it.
That's
Shit
right.
gets bitter,
Yeah, you want something that you're used to.
Yeah.
But see, I wouldn't be able to answer that question because I don't know the. Is there a difference between IPA and craft? Is that a dumb thing?
But no, I mean craft beer is like
An IPA is a craft beer.
yeah, craft beer is all the beers that they
Okay.
make. Yeah.
Okay. So that's what I'm saying. I wouldn't know enough to tell you if one person's beer was better than another person's beer. Just I wouldn't be able to tell somebody
And,
one wine's better than the other.
We're not sponsoring anybody here, so we're just talking.
Yeah.
To me, the IPA. Do you like IPAs?
I do.
Jay? The IPAs. I like Good People's IPA. I tell you, who's got a really smooth IPA, and it's Trim Tab.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not crazy about their clientele though. They've kind of got a stick in their ass a little bit. They act like they're a lot better than us.
Where's that?
You're not the only one that thinks that.
It's on
It's in Birmingham.
Fifth Avenue South at about 28th or 9th Street because it was right across from where I used to work. And Laura would come over and I'd stay parked where I worked and go across the street to it.
It's actually like a block away from Tin Roof.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, a couple blocks. You're right. It's the beer's good. Their IPA's really smooth. I like it. And they've got that raspberry beer. Laura likes that pretty good. But my favorite right now is the white IPA Cahaba. Have you had that?
I drink it. That's what I get all the time.
I love it. It's my favorite right now.
Yeah.
I don't know why, but it is. It's my favorite. But I like all the IPAs now. The IPA at Twisted Barley, I like bitter, but that's a little too much. And if it leaves an aftertaste, I'm not crazy about it. If it's got kind of a rough taste to start with, I'm okay with it as long as it don't taste like I eat a skunk's ass in an hour. You know what I'm saying? If I don't have that skunk ass in my mouth, I'm good.
30 minutes of skunk ass, good. 1 hour.
Not good. long as the glass is cold in his hand and skunk ass is fine.
That's right.
That's funny though.
Yeah, but I mean, if you like beer, I would definitely recommend hitting up Jasper and checking them out. It's worth the drive for sure.
I've got to hit the Tallulah.
Yes.
I hadn't been to that one, but I did like the people at Twisted Barley. We met them at the Beer Fest, and so we wanted to go up there. We want to take our dog Barley up there. It should be their damn mascot. But I hadn't been to the other one, but I heard it's good too.
Family owned, super nice people, and they welcomed me in like I was one of their own. So
Joe, what did you have last night that you liked? You liked something. You liked the way it tastes because
It
David
was a
told
blonde. It was. I
No,
can't remember what.
what's one that tastes like coffee or something?
Oh, that thing. That was the
stout.
decent stout.
yeah,
Yeah, and you were thrown off.
Some of
because it
those
did
I
taste-
like those too. Some of them, the coffee stout.
If Dave didn't say that it tasted like coffee, I would have been like, "This tastes like shit." But once he said this tastes like coffee, I'm like, you know what? It kind of does taste like coffee. It's not bad.
Start drinking it in the morning before you go to work.
I think we have somebody at work that does that for you. Smell him every morning when he goes by.
It smells like the what you drank.
He smells like whiskey is what he smells like.
that's my kind of guy.
Yeah, hell yeah, we're all about that.
No, that's pretty good. That was pretty good. And we were talking a lot about breweries and stuff like that. But I wanted to get off on something kind of funny. Is we were talking to some guys about Wi-Fi appliances. You got any high-end Wi-Fi appliances that you
I don't
have?
think I do.
Why not?
Yeah.
I don't know. You know, we're going to be updating the kitchen
Right.
soon because we did the dining room. We're through with that, so we might go that way. I mean, my wife's got some kind of fucking smart TV that you can do shit with, but I don't know anything about it.
Well,
Dave will tell you when it comes to shit like that, when it's over the computer, top of the computer, Tim don't need to deal with it because I'll push a button and set that sumbitch on fire. I mean, I'll mess it up.
This guy, dude, I'm gonna tell you. I used to try to get him to. You had to do a safety course every month online.
yeah.
Oh goddamn!
For where you guys work?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
And it was infuriating trying to get this guy. I go,
But see, and I don't mind, and he'll tell you. I'll admit to it. I'm ignorant when it comes to stuff like that because.
but it was shocking how little you knew. It was.
But you got to understand. I never worked in a job that I had to do that, you know, and I
with a
was on the
computer?
road for 16 years, and
Yeah.
I didn't need that.
But
Right.
Tim,
I did all my stuff with this.
listen, but let me explain something to you guys. All you do is you watch a video and then you click an arrow to the right to go to the next screen. and this dude, he'd call me on the radio and say, "Dave, I'm stuck. I need some help." But I'd go
But
over
I
there.
didn't understand. I do it now, but I
How do you
didn't then.
not understand that?
Well, if you don't ever use it, I guess.
If you don't use it, you don't know. I don't understand why you can't do 15 fucking minutes. So I guess that's the same thing.
15 minutes of comedy.
Yeah,
Yeah, I mean, he
it's
sees
all,
his
it's all relative.
He's scared like he's on the 30th floor and the goddamn building's on fire, worrying about a comedy show, man, and that's nothing. So we're in the same boat.
Yeah, it's all
You're
relative.
ignorant about that, and I'm ignorant about that.
But
Yeah, it's all relative to the conversation being had, right?
it is. But in all fairness, though, I got so mad with him one day. I drove off, and when I came back, he goes, "Hey, man, you get so why are you so upset?" And I actually had to apologize because I was on fire because it was just.
I think when he called me a stupid cocksucker was a
I
bit
did
too
not.
much.
I would never do that. But it was almost like he was playing a joke on me.
But I
It
wasn't.
I know. I mean,
wasn't.
shit. I said, "Here, type your name in," and I mean
but
that
see-
took forever.
And he said, how do you not use that being in the comedy business? I said, man, when I started, the cell phone just came out, so we did all of our stuff. You booked your stuff by the cell phone. You would call. I would call the agency that I booked with, Help Run Talent, and he booked probably 85% of my shit. And I'd call him and say, "Hey, when you booking?" He'll say, "Call me Tuesday, 10 o'clock. We'll book you out." I said, "Okay." You call him on the phone. You push the down button. You got your fucking calendar. Okay, go to January. Take this date. You're working this club. You write it down. February.
So
I
you
didn't
did
use
everything-
that motherfucker.
You did all thing manual.
I didn't need that.
Yeah.
And then if I have to send you an email, I'll do it on this son of a bitch. I don't know how to fucking use that. I never had to use that, And then when I was single, before I got married the 15th time, I couldn't afford a goddamn home computer. I could barely buy goddamn beans to eat. I was paying child support on 3 fucking kids. I couldn't afford that.
Oh, shit.
So I just never got into it. And of course, my wife's trying to help me. And she gets more frustrated. And she says, "Just fucking get away from it." But hey, man, I don't mind. You got to be ignorant about something, and that's my ignorance.
Well, here we're gonna hit you hard with this thing.
Oh God.
Well, stoves and refrigerators are getting all Wi-Fi stuff, and we got to laughing. This guy we know
Won't be able to cook.
Well, he's
Cook or eat.
Yeah, his name's Steven. Steven, I hope you're listening. But they got a new stove, and it's
They got a new house, and it has
got
a new
the new stove,
yeah.
and it's Wi-Fi. And when we mean Wi-Fi, he can turn the fucking oven on before he even gets home.
Huh.
And so,
What happens if you don't get a Wi-Fi connection? You can't fucking cook.
Well, you can do it manually,
you
I'm
can
sure.
do it, man.
I mean, goddamn.
But
The problem is the first thing
Why
that
are we
comes to my
complicating
mind,
this shit, man?
first thing that comes to my mind is, okay, what about when the neighbors want to hack into it? Well, funny thing is, I hacked into my neighbors, and
he
Turn their shit
That's what
on.
he said?
He hacked into his.
no, he didn't hack into it.
But
There's
he
a default.
saw it.
There's a default password, and they all have the same default password,
Oh,
and nobody's
Jesus.
changed it.
Oh, God.
So he had to change his because anybody could just log right on and turn his fucking oven on.
See, I don't want nobody turning my shit on, man.
Yeah,
I
that's
got
probably-
animals in the house. Put your fucking house down. I don't need that.
Wow.
But that's what we're saying. Is the kid next door who's way smarter than us on
Got
the
nothing
day.
else better to do when he's not going to school.
Yeah, so he's hacking into your shit. He's turning your lights on and off. He's turning fans
is
up
so
and down, turning
That's
the dim.
wild.
And they have it like you can do you can do. If I might be telling this wrong, but I think Steven was telling me there's some refrigerators out now where you can fucking make your grocery list on what you need on the damn.
And it'll remind you.
Yeah,
Now, I've
remind you
heard
all
of
that
yeah.
shit. But the funniest one that I heard, and this is the greatest one, we have a guy that we work with, and he has a Wi-Fi toilet.
What?
And what it is you know how like you get in your car and you have those programmable seats.
You hit number 1 or number two, depending on who the individual is. that's sitting there.
Well, this thing's got a bidet on it, part of it. So when you sit down, I guess you hit with your phone or whatever. That thing will adjust how far that water squirter comes out. Wash your ass.
I don't need that, brother. I don't need that.
He seriously has this?
He seriously has this. So
There's
he's got
no reason for that. What the hell?
So you want to make sure you hit that right spot. You
That
wife
G
might-
spot.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm all for technology, but I mean, when your fucking TV is watching you instead of you watching it,
That's
a
too much.
problem.
That's too much.
When my apartment complex says, "Hey, we're getting rid of all the coin machines for the washers and dryers. We're going to make them all swipe cards now." Oh, good. So when the fucking internet goes out, I can't do my goddamn laundry now?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're
I mean,
getting
how
too damn
stupid
much.
is
That's
that?
too much.
But it's so convenient. It doesn't even have a fucking price on there. I don't even know how much it costs or when you change the price.
Yeah.
You know?
You're right.
Yeah, that was the first time I heard about the stove. I've never heard that before.
Yeah, go ahead and preheat the oven while you're on the way.
Yeah.
Oh, whoop, did you get picked up for a speeding ticket or whatever? Your oven's still going?
Or you have a flat, you fucked.
Well,
Did
then
you
you
get in a
just
car
turn
wreck?
it off. Well,
House
but-
on fire?
But I mean,
That's
y'all
too much. I don't want that.
But y'all are putting a negative spin on what's supposed to be a positive convenience. Is it?
No. It's what people don't realize with this positive convenience can have negative consequences, like laundry. It's so convenient. All I have to do is swipe my card. I don't have to have quarters. Yeah, but when the internet goes out, you can't do your fucking laundry. So what are you going to work with the next day?
But what?
Just be dirty so my fucking
Yeah, what do
internet
you-
went out.
What do you mean you swipe your card? I've never seen that.
Yeah, so you swipe either your debit card or your credit card.
At the washing machine at your house?
The washateria at your apartment complex.
Oh,
The
at
one
your
I'm currently at.
at your apartment complex.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I don't want
They
that.
got rid of the coins.
Yeah.
And went to those.
Yeah.
Don't need it.
I was thinking about at a home.
Same thing. I don't need my car braking for me because I don't need the kid in the car next to me on the highway hacking into my damn car and lighting the brakes on fire
Yeah.
while I'm 80 miles an hour.
That would be kind of funny.
Or a software update and my damn steering doesn't work.
Now, I have a story, and it really, just when you're talking about turning shit on and turning shit off when it shouldn't be on and off. Michael Reed was a comedian, a buddy of mine, and he took me on the road for him. One of the first gigs I ever did, I was in Savannah, Georgia, at a comedy club called the Joke Yard. It's no longer there. But we were staying in this little hotel. It's a hotel like you park out there, and your door's here, and then my door to the other room's over there. So we're staying there, and I'm watching ESPN, and he's an LSU fan. Some LSU game come on with Auburn and a classic thing. And I thought, I bet Mike would want to see it. So Mike's down there taking a nap. I didn't know it. So I've got my damn controller in my hand. So I just go out my door and go down one door. And I look in the window and he's asleep. And I thought, well, I don't want to wake him up. Hell, he's an old fucker. He probably don't want that. So I start to walk away and I look at I thought, I wonder if this motherfucker will work his TV. Just wonder if it would. So I stick it up to the window, and he's asleep, and I turn the volume wide up on that motherfucker, and he's set up in the bed, and I run back to my room, and I'm laughing like a son of a bitch because the way he's acting, So I let him settle down. About 10 minutes later, I go down there, and he's about to fall asleep again, and I change the channel to a goddamn Spanish channel, and I turn the fucking volume up, and that motherfucker set up, and he's looking at the TV, and I'm dying, because I'm killing myself because he's going stupid. He don't know what's happening.
Right.
So then my phone in my room rings, and he says, "Hey, man, you having trouble with your fucking TV?" I said, "No, I don't." He said, "Something's wrong, mine. I had to call them. They're down here now looking at it." And he got the damn maintenance people down there. So I waited about an hour, and maintenance people, I don't know what the hell's wrong with it. They leave. So he's sitting up in bed, and I go down there, and he's not asleep, and I'm just changing the fucking channel, and he's going, he's just looking at it like, what the hell? And he catches me out of the corner of his eye. He's like, "You stupid motherfucker."
But that rings true to what Joe was saying.
That's exactly the same thing, but that's
It's
not
just
as
some
high
fun.
tech.
It's just some fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's crazy as
I'm gonna
hell.
turn the neighbor's oven on 350.
And people use their oven to store shit in.
Right.
And
Yeah.
It's funny you said that because I said that same thing to Joe. I said, a lot of people will put,
keep clutter out of the way.
I put pans in there.
pans and different stuff.
Yes, a
And
goddamn
some-
closet.
Yeah,
Put a pair of tennis shoes in there, you're fucked.
Wow. Don't be ridiculous. I keep my pizza pans and all that. I just leave them in the oven.
I'm just saying that'd be hot as a motherfucker.
Yeah.
That'd be. Hopefully nothing's left on them. They're crisping up pretty good.
Yeah, that's just. I don't think we need that.
I see the convenience factor. What Dave was saying. They're it's almost like the difference between roofing a house with a hammer and roofing a house with a damn nail gun thing that they got set up. It's
Yeah, but at what cost? I mean, it's like I see the convenience of a lot of things that we have, but then I also see the fact that all your information could get stolen. Mm-hmm. So is it worth it?
But I think it's a personal choice. Some people like that convenience. I'll be honest with you. Years ago, when cell phones came out, everybody had a cell phone, and I refused to get one. And I used to tell people, I said, "Damn, dude, I've lived so many years without one.
Yeah.
What do I need one for?" And I
This
fought it.
beeper's working just fine.
Yeah. And I fought it. And then a buddy of mine goes, "Listen, man, a really good friend. He goes, listen, he goes, I can't take this shit no more with you, and there's no cell phone. He goes, get in the car, we're going. And he took me down there, and I got my very first, it was a, what was
Ride
that?
phone.
Nokia?
That Nokia, yeah,
Oh,
absolutely.
was the grayish green one that had just a little cover over it, or it had no cover at all?
No cover at all.
Yeah, that thing was indestructible.
Yep.
I had the same singular wireless.
Singular, that's exactly, yes.
Damn right, $20-something a month, and I was,
Damn.
And they didn't update it and bog it down to where you couldn't use it after a couple years. It always worked.
yeah.
But
you could use that motherfucker above 2,000 feet too in an airplane. Just letting you know.
see there?
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm sure I've got it at home somewhere.
Yeah, and they probably don't have it where you can work now. They changed the
Yeah.
program stuff. But yeah, my buddy Mark, who's passed away, he was a pilot, and that's what he had. He had one of those, and when he's flying small planes, you have a radio and you have a backup, but his cell phone would work even up at 2,500 feet. So you can get a small plane down to that and call the tower. He had the tower's phone number, so if something went down, he'd call the tower and say, hey, blah, blah. Well, they changed the way cell phones, whatever their format was.
So then those didn't work anymore.
They didn't fucking work no more, and the new ones didn't work above 1,500 feet. And so he was like, this ain't worth a shit. So, but I see what Joe's saying. Sometimes you just take it too far.
Yeah. But now I couldn't imagine my life without a cell phone. And
Oh,
there
Lord, no.
and there would be a day that I'm sure people couldn't imagine their life without a Wi-Fi oven. Probably.
I laughed that people still have a house phone.
I have a house phone.
I know. I laugh because I haven't had a house phone, so I wouldn't know.
Yeah. Me either.
Yeah, my mom still has one.
But if I didn't have a house phone, I couldn't talk to y'all fuckers at the house. He'll let you know. I'm down in the basement. This thing goes out all the time.
Yeah, you have to get a repeater. And, all that good stuff. But my mom, so funny. She goes, I believe she's told me this. It was either her or somebody else. Well, I gotta have a house phone in case I need to call 911 and my cell phone don't work. I was like, well, you can call 911. You don't have to have if you plug it, as long as the phone is connected, you don't have to be paying for for phone service. It'll automatically that's the one number to let you dial is 911.
Oh wow!
And so it's just a national thing, from my understanding.
Yeah.
But I was telling her or somebody that, and they were like, "Oh, and that was the only reason they were paying that, whatever it is, $20-$30 a month, was in case they need to use."
Seriously.
Yeah.
Huh. Oh, my parents still have a house phone just because they're old school. It's just a comfort thing, I think, for them.
There's a guy.
That's what it is for me.
Yeah, there's
Same
a
thing.
guy that just retired with our company, and his name's Bob, and he had a house phone, and he had his office phone, and even when he traveled with us, he'd tell him, you can call me at home, you can call me at the office, and when I get to the hotel, I'll call you and tell you what that number is. He was old school, man. He didn't have
a cell phone.
Never owned one. He said, I've never owned one. He goes, I don't plan on it.
Nice. I respect that.
And he said, but he would. But when he got to work, he'd call his wife, let his wife know, because he was up in age. Call his wife, let her know that he'd made it to work. At the end of the day, I hear him pick up the gun. He'd be like, honey, he's old school gentleman. He's like, honey, I'm about to leave. Is there anything you'd like for me to get on the way home?
Wow,
she had his ass trained.
Sounds like me.
That's right. So, but the Wi-Fi toilet, that's what I really wanted to get to. That made me laugh.
That's wild.
I just want a bidet.
Yeah.
Let alone a Wi-Fi one where I can punch my number
Well, you can
in.
buy a cheap ass bidet that just splices right into the water thing there.
Yeah, we've looked at them.
Just hang it right on.
You can go outside and just take the damn hose pipe, do the same shit with it, put it on that damn jet stream and tear it up.
I've heard stories at the apartment complex after some people moved out, and the little sprayer that you got on your kitchen sink. Mm-hmm. Yeah, they spliced one of those into it.
What?
I was using one of those as a bidet.
Wow.
That is nice.
At where you live now?
No, where I used to live.
Huh. Jesus.
You want to feel fresh when you leave the.
I guess so.
Yeah.
Dig a little deep,
Except we had one guy at this place that I worked where apparently his religion, you don't use the toilet paper, and they had the bathroom that was separated from all the other bathrooms for family, and he would only use that one. And you step into it after he used it, and there's fucking water all over the fucking floor, all over the walls, all over the ceiling. It's like, Jesus Christ, the fuck, you take a bath in here?
Shower every time you
Fucking
shit.
water everywhere, yeah.
Now, why is it why is that a religion? You can't wipe your ass. I don't get that.
Well, there's certain parts of the world you don't shake left hands because that's the hand they clean themselves with. I've heard things of that nature. You know, when we got briefed and going to certain parts of the country.
Damn.
Don't be offended if a man comes up and kisses you on each side of the cheek. You know, your general things they try to.
Butt cheek?
No, not your butt cheek. That you should be offended on.
While you're washing
while you're washing. But cheek to cheek, yeah, it's just what they. Yeah, different cultures, man, different places.
I
of the
guess
world.
so, but
Well, it's almost like we were talking about. If you grew up somewhere, and that's what you know, that's what you know.
But their argument is if you got shit on your hands, would you want to wipe it off with toilet paper or you want to rinse it off? You're going to want to rinse it off.
Yeah. Well, they're not just rinsing their hands
I
off.
guess
They're rinsing everything.
that makes you wash your damn hands. If you go to the bath.
Yeah.
You hope so.
You ain't kidding.
Every time you, Jesus. Every time you come out of the bathroom, I mean, your hair is wet. You know, because you're head to toe rinsing off. Jesus.
Son of a bitch. That just ain't good, brother.
That's fucking funny. Oh, man. All right, well, that's enough about Wi-Fi. So what we're going to talk about, Dave, you were telling us a story about you were in Trustful.
Yeah, so I had to run into Home Depot for a moment over in Trustful, and there's a red light over across the street from the Hooters. A lot of traffic over there, and people always hitting you up at the red light, wanting donations and different things. So I pull up to the red light, and this guy comes up. He's a middle-aged guy. He comes up to the car wanting me to donate to homeless children or abandoned children, whatever, and to give them money, just to a random stranger, you know. And I said, no, I'm not going to do it. So we have
Fuck the children.
We have no, but I can donate to children, but I don't have to give it to him. That's not the only avenue to help children. But anyways,
You don't care about children.
so we're at that awkward stage where I'm waiting on the light to turn green, and it's just me and him there, and I've got my dog in the car, and he goes, hey man, let me ask you. He goes, you ever get your dog stoned? I go, no. He goes, man, I do mine all the time. He goes, I get stoned, blow it in his face, and we get fucked up together. And we're going back and forth, and I go, you realize 60 seconds ago, you're trying to get me to help the children, and now we're talking about getting our dog stoned.
I get them high, too.
I was like, Jesus Christ. But he went from this level of caring for the world to fucking up dogs and getting them stoned and all that. And it was just funny how quickly the script flipped, you know. But I guess he put on that certain persona, and then when he saw I wasn't buying it, he's like, all right, let me show this guy the real me. I'll try to connect with him on a different level. We'll talk about maybe I look like someone that gets stoned.
And if you said, yeah, I do, he'll say, hey, I got some pot. You want to buy it?
Yeah. He was just going to hit all angles. So,
But I think somebody was talking about it too. It's like when you take your dog, we were talking about breweries when you're talking about dogs going out. People take their fucking dogs everywhere now. Mm-hmm. And almost to the point where you can't go anywhere without seeing a fucking dog. And this is where Dave and I disagree on, because there's some places I just don't want to fucking see a dog.
But I am conscious, and I try to respect if there's going to be any controversy, I leave him at home, or I don't go.
Right.
Know? So I'm not one of those.
Yeah.
So.
But there's a lot of people, you talk about all the people on planes, and all that stuff. And did you hear about the guy that ended up on Delta, ended up sitting in his seat and realizing that he had sat into feces?
Yeah, I did see
about that.
Dog shit in the seat?
Yeah.
Oh, that is
from the previous flight.
From the previous flight.
Yeah.
So he goes
He
in.
didn't look down before he damn sat down.
Well, I
Well,
thought the
it
damn stewardess and shit supposed to go through there and check everything.
Well, that was kind
pick
of
up the paper
that
and
was
all
kind
that
of,
shit.
That was kind of the controversy is, typically when they deboard a plane, my tongue twisted, cleaning crew runs through and cleans it. But he goes in, he sits down, and apparently, I don't think it was like in the main part of the seat. I think it was down like the front of the seat. So like if a dog was turning around backwards or whatever. So he realizes there's some on the floor. And when you're in a hurry, people are all behind you. Sometimes you just kind of just jump right on in the seat or whatever. He realized it was all down his leg, this and that, and he's trying to clean up. He got mad, and he goes,
I'd be fucking pissed.
Oh, Joe had lost his shit.
You fucking ain't right. I'd be banned from flying now.
yeah, he would
Fucking ain't right.
He would never be able
Drop
to fly.
this fucking plane right now.
Well, here's the thing: they weren't even off the ground.
Yeah.
And so but the girl looks at him and she hands him a couple of napkins.
Yeah.
And a white wet.
And basically, she gave him some sparkling. I can't remember if it was water or what she gave him.
Some kind of thing. I think it was a little bottle of vodka or gin.
some sort of alcohol.
Yeah.
And she just looks at him and she goes, "Well, there's nothing we can do. You're going to just have to sit there because we're booked full."
Yeah.
And I'd have been like, "No, you're getting me off this fucking plane."
Yeah.
And I don't think they taken off yet, so I don't know the whole story. So
Because then you just say, well, I got a fucking bomb. Is that okay?
yeah, yeah.
And then they will get you off the
They'll
plane.
get you off that fucking plane.
Yeah.
You have to talk to a few more people, but
Yeah.
but I think they got him off the plane, and the people out front that run the your check-in thing, they basically told him, "Well, it's not our." It's not my job. It's not my problem.
Yeah.
We don't need to get you another flight. We don't need to get you.
Are you kidding?
Yeah, it's all over the net.
But it is their problem.
It is.
It's your plane. Somebody has shit on it.
Yeah.
But he ended up having to take that seat, fly, because I think he had a business meeting in the morning or that day. So he ended up having to sit in that, fly to where he was going. Yeah.
Well, everybody else smelt it. That's got to piss them off, too.
They don't give a fuck. What you going to do about it?
Yeah.
What you going to do about it?
Yeah. Yeah. Well, when you have a monopoly like that,
Yeah.
that's the problem, So it's the same thing with some of these people that do like your internet or phone, or these people that come to your house to do work. Don't give two shits, power company, whatever, water company. They give a shit. They keep your ass waiting all day if they want to.
Yeah, you don't have a choice.
Right.
I'm gonna try to look it up and see if Delta passenger blasts airline. He sits in dog poop on plane, and he did videos and all this stuff. And while this is pulling up, the reason why I say this, we can agree to disagree, but I don't want to be on a plane with a bunch of fucking animals, because your dog's good. I don't know your dog's good. Mm-hmm. If your dog just decides he's going to go fucking ape shit,
because the pressure's getting to him in the plane.
Yeah, he's just like, what the fuck's going on? You know what I'm saying? I just don't think. I think people they went from, okay, we're going to use this as a therapy animal or whatever. And now it's just like, well, if therapy animals can go, my fucking animal can go.
Why can't my therapy giraffe go?
Yeah. Well, did you hear about the lady with the peacock, right?
Well, and just recently they had a squirrel try to go, too.
Well, that was funny. It kind of goes into the thing that's on the board there. But, yeah, this crazy lady had her support animal was a squirrel. And she calls.
Why is she crazy? Because her support animal's a squirrel?
Having a sport animal is fucking crazy. I don't give a fuck. I know a lot of veterans will piss me off. Fucking hug a teddy
Now, would
bear.
you pay extra to fly on a plane with no animals, no pets, no pets, and no children? See, because I don't like flying with a crying-ass kid either.
Yeah,
I've raised 3 kids. I've had them cry. I've got the fuckers through school, and I don't want to hear your fucking kid crying.
I think that if it was offered, that might be a.
I think they'd sell out there. I know if I could afford it, I don't want to ride with damn kids kicking the back of my fucking seat.
Yeah.
And I don't want a damn dog barking.
Yeah. I just think that. Well, we can go into a crazy bunch of tangents. There's certain things. You get to fly with a kid. Kids are going to cry because of pressure on the ears. They don't know how to clear them when they're like infantile. But I think go back to the animal portion. I think we've gone so crazy with support animals. I think there is a legitimacy probably, especially people that have seizures, different things like that, things that the dogs can detect and help them with. But now people's like, well, my depression, I got to cuddle my fucking dog. Well, buy you a goddamn teddy bear. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Walk around with a fucking blankie. Something like that. You don't need the fucking dog.
I think somebody needs to go to sensitivity training.
Yeah, I agree. I completely agree.
And there's probably a lot of truth to that, to be honest with you. I get disgusted.
Let me ask you, how do you feel about you go to a shopping center and you come out, you're at Walmart or something, it's 100 damn degrees, somebody's left a damn dog in the car. Y'all have a problem with that?
I do have a problem
I have
with
a
that.
big problem with that, too.
But, okay, prime example.
Is it okay to bust your window out?
If there's a dog dying, yeah, I consider that just like if a kid's dying.
Yeah.
There's something is dying in there.
Yeah.
So fuck yeah, I'll help you. I'm not unsensitive to animals. I just think there's a time and place of everything.
I'm going to tell you something. I'm kind of cut and dry about the law. It's either this is it or this is that. If you leave a child in a car and it dies, you're going to jail. There's no reason to talk about it. I don't give a shit if you forgot about it. I don't give a shit if you was in a hurry. You had the child. It's your responsibility to keep that child and know that where the damn child is. And if it dies in the car, we don't need to go to court. You're asked to go to jail, and you ain't getting out of jail, period.
Yeah.
Done. Story's through. What do y'all think?
Well, I'd say story's done. It's kind of hard. I don't know what the situation is. There's no justification. True. I don't know what the time limit on that is.
Well, because if you let this son of a bitch off, this one over here is going to get a better lawyer, and they're going to get off.
Yeah.
So everybody's going to start leaving their kid in the car, and I'll just say I forgot it, and now I don't have to pay child support because the kid's dead.
You
know what I'm saying?
There's scenarios of that. Yeah, absolutely. There's absolutely scenarios of everything. And the same way with dogs. If you got a fucking dog, okay, and I understand that, if you're out with your dog, doing whatever, and you got stopped by the store, hey, man, there's nothing in that store worth you leaving that dog in the car and it's 80-something degrees outside.
And you crack the window. If you just crack the damn window, that helps.
I don't know. They say even if you crack the window,
It's still hot. Yeah.
Yeah, it's still hot.
Well,
At least he can stick his damn snout out and breathe a little bit.
Yeah.
I will say this. I go to the store all the time with Dexter. However, it is not to go full-on grocery shopping. I get 1 or 2 items, and the windows are down all the way. I leave all 4 down, and I trust him. I've done it 1,000 times that he will. What? Act like you got an issue.
It's
because
just he's a pretty friendly dog.
he is friendly.
Who's
But he
to
never
say they
jumps
won't
at.
steal your fucking dog?
They won't, because he has this tendency, and he does it, and I don't know why, but every time when you get into the car, he lunges at you like he's gonna. He does it to me. He lunges at you like he's gonna bite you, but it's almost like, why the fuck you leave me in here? You know. And I think it freaks other people out because they've never seen it.
Well, what if something got his attention? We're kind of getting off topic, but what if something got his attention and he just bolted out the fucking window?
But
A cat come across the road.
But I can say it would never happen. But I mean, I've tested it, and I've had people. I've been around the corner, and I've asked them to try and coax them out. I said, don't touch them, but call them, do whatever you can, and try to
Just a
get them.
stranger or somebody you know?
No, it was my brothers.
Okay.
Yeah, to try.
So
and-
he does know him, yeah.
Yeah. No, he don't. No, it was Mike from Colorado.
Okay.
So I said, try and get Dexter out and see. I said, I want to test this theory and see. And they tried, and he would not come out.
And that's good, but not everybody's dog's like that.
Right.
There's
My
some
dog will be out in another damn county. That son of a bitch will be gone.
But it goes back to knowing your dog, and that's it.
Well, that's like, what did you say when the dog shit right in the damn lady brought the dog to the brewery and it shit right on the floor?
Yeah.
You're like,
Know
know your dog.
Yeah.
He went nuts on that.
Because it was ridiculous.
And you told the lady that?
No, he told me.
I
He
was
called,
telling him the
I was
story.
going to say.
he called me and he's like, fucking, I think he was telling me because it was sort of like the guy, pooping in the seat of the airplane. You're fucking it up for everybody.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. Oh, no, and it was a pretty busy day, Let your dog go to the bathroom before you go in. Take him out on the regular. Know his habits. Know your dog, And he just takes this big steaming shit right in the middle of the brewery.
Now,
and
she
we're
got
like,
it up. She
"Yeah."
cleaned it up.
She did. But, I mean, she just looked shocked. And I'm like, obviously, this dog's been inside all day. He went straight from the house to the car to the brewery, and that's it.
It's time to shit, man.
You're assuming. You don't know.
Yeah.
Well, you think
She
she
gave
fed
him
him
a
a
burrito
sandwich?
just
You
before he
think?
came in, yeah.
God damn.
She fed him a sandwich on the
I don't know why he shit. I just fed him.
Yeah.
That is funny, though. But let's see this. I wonder what he said. He knows the ordering number. Blah blah. I want to see if they. The dog poop was on his shoes and the back of his suit pants. So I think it was just like down his legs. So nasty. I had no way to adequately clean up. I'm trying to say.
How do you dry clean that?
Yeah.
Out of your suit.
Delta said the feces was left by an ill-service dog on the previous flight. In a statement, apologized for the incident. Delta has issued a refund and additional compensation to the customer impacted by this incident. Let me make this is a good point. Almost like what you said about the, leave a kid in the car, you don't have to pay child support no more, whatever. There are so many people looking to sue, and it's almost like the lady with the squirrel thing. She knew that she couldn't bring a fucking squirrel support animal. Okay? But she called, said she had a support animal, did not list it. She got on board, and they were like, no, you can't do that. And so she causes a huge scene to the point where they have to take her away. They have to get her out of there in a wheelchair. That was the easiest way to move her out of there. And, of course, she's all like, giving the fight the power symbol and this and all this. And
Did they let the squirrel sit in her lap in the wheelchair as they rolled her out?
I think
that way
so.
she
I
wasn't
can't-
so anxious.
I don't.
That's a squirrel.
I think somebody else came in and got the box squirrel. But the thing about it is, I am a firm believer, and she'd have to. This lady would have to prove me wrong. She did that on purpose because people set things up.
Oh, there's no doubt.
To sue. Guy I used to train with. He was a lawyer for people that he worked for Lowe's, and if people got hurt at Lowe's, customers, whatever, they tried to sue Lowe's. He was their lawyer, and he was talking about this video where this lady's walking. They set pallets everywhere, right? Said this lady's walking. She looks around, looks all over, like left, big right, whatever. Looks back down at the pallet that was about a quarter, just only had a quarter amount of stuff on it. And she turns and looks away from the pallet and starts walking backwards and falls over the fucking thing. And it's like, this and that, of course. And then he's talking about in the video, you see, people that work there coming to help him.
Yeah.
And she tried to sue for like some ungodly amount of money, right? And so he never said anything to her lawyer. He was just like, okay. And he's watching. He's like, fucking open and shut. And so she's talking about, this was that, this and that. I'm hurt. I need this. And so they go and they do they're going to do mediation. They always try to do mediation first. What are we willing to pay out before we take this to big court? So he goes. He had all the movie stuff set up, ready to go. She's across the thing, looked like she'd been run over by a truck. Her lawyer, who looked he said the lawyer looked proud, like, we got this, And he's just sitting there, and he says, all right. And he listens to them, and they do their spiel. And he goes, all right, well, before I go into anything, let's just watch the surveillance video. Well, the faces change.
Oh, yeah.
Well, they had to know there was video. They had to.
Oh,
Sure.
there's not a store around that doesn't have video.
Well, some people are fucking stupid.
Yeah.
Okay, they think they're in the right aisle. They don't realize that, like he was saying, they have a hub, a main headquarters place, that they can look at video from any Lowe's store, period. So it's almost like a security, thing where the ADT can monitor. I use them just as a generic term, but they have their own store thing that they can monitor any Lowe's store. So they hit the play button. It shows her do this. And her lawyer looks at him and goes, "I'm sorry." And that's all he said. He got up and he started putting his shit, and this just left that bitch sitting there.
Yeah.
He just looked right at this guy and goes, "I'm sorry."
Because he thought she was telling the damn truth.
Yeah, you don't know. But I just found it funny. But I know we went full circle, but with the dogs and stuff like that. And Joe can talk about his fucking squirrels and
nothing.
I thought it was funny about how you couldn't feed them, but you could the year before.
Yeah, well, I mean, several years ago, the Grand Canyon, I guess it's been a long time ago. My buddy was telling me about these. I like squirrels. I don't need one for a support animal, but I've always liked squirrels. I like, try to see how close I can get to them, whatever. And but anyway, so he was telling me about these fat squirrels at the canyon, and you can feed them, hand feed them. And I was like, man, that's cool as shit. And so he's been, telling me about that for years, and now he wants me to go to the canyon. And finally, I'm like, all right, fine, I'll go. And then I'm like, but I'm feeding the squirrels. And he's like, well, you're not allowed to now. And I was like, what do you mean? It's fucking bullshit. And I was like, just a few years ago you were allowed to. He's like, well, you can't now. And so, you're not supposed to. But, in order to keep people from doing that, they got this sign that's up. And it's like,
It's because they're getting too fat.
do you know what the most dangerous animal at the Grand Canyon is? It's a fucking squirrel. You got to worry about squirrel bites, and they may carry plague or other transmittable diseases. And, oh my gosh, you're going to feed a squirrel. Motherfucker, I had a lifesaver, and you just take that wrapper and crinkle it, and he'll run right up to you. And I held it out just like that right there, and his mouth went around my fingers and grabbed that lifesaver and took off. It was fucking cool as shit, man. He's
And
just sitting there.
didn't bite you or anything.
Sat there and ate it in front of me. Yeah, looking for another one.
Yeah.
Wow.
Now Joe's going to the hospital for mysterious diseases.
Right.
They might-
So
Gonna
what
have
is the
wolves on his
reasoning?
damn side, you know?
Because they're getting overweight.
yeah.
See, what happens is, I think what the reason is if there's more than one around, they start getting aggressive. And they start, even though this squirrel may have, so when we got down, let's see, we were actually halfway up on the way back. And there's about 6 squirrels out there. And we had a bunch of peanut M&Ms. And just started fucking tossing them just to get rid of some weight before we finish up at the top. And there's this one squirrel. He had a whole fucking pack of M&Ms in his fucking cheeks. Wouldn't swallow them. He just didn't want anybody else to have any.
Yeah.
And he'd fucking chase the shit out of the other ones just because he didn't want them to have one. So I
When
guess
he gets
greedy
back,
bastard.
when he gets back to his little nest, he's gonna have a damn shit on his hands. We're trying to get that melted chocolate out of his damn mouth.
so. Probably people were getting bit if they,
Yeah.
if,
Were there
if that started happening.
squirrels at the very bottom, way down there?
This was actually on our way back up, so it was halfway. Is it? I can't remember the name of the campsite.
Well, squirrels normally hang out in trees. There's not a whole lot of trees in the canyon, is there?
No, but where there's water, then there's where you got your green. So
Oh, okay.
and that's where the campgrounds are.
They
where
nest
there's
up in
water.
the damn caves and shit. Where do they nest?
There's trees there.
There aren't
Okay.
you? Down at the bottom?
Down
Oh,
towards
Oh, there is
Calvin.
at the bottom also. Yeah, over there.
Okay.
There's a
Well,
creek
I was
that
trying
runs
to
right
think,
Well,
you
not
know,
a lot of forestry, but just some small trees.
The pictures I've seen, you don't see a lot of trees.
Yeah, no. But at the bottom, there's a creek. There's it's a big creek.
Yeah, it's
And,
called the Colorado River.
Well, no, it's just up from the river. There's a
Oh,
creek
okay.
that feeds into it, and there's lots of green there.
Oh wow.
And that's where the campground's at. And then on the way back up, I think it was called Bright Angel. Was about the halfway point, and there's a lot of trees there. And that's
Oh okay.
Well, we've covered it all from beer to crazy squirrels, but we're gonna leave out on one note. Dave and Tim got a big show coming up, the 18th. Am I saying that right?
Yep.
18th.
November
Next
8th,
Sunday.
November 18th at the Stardome Comedy Club,
Yep.
and
1 week from today.
Yeah, 1 week from today. We want everybody to come out and support both these guys. Next week we're going to talk about a contest that we're going to start running. We're working out some details, but we're going to work on it and let everybody know about it. And maybe if you show up, these guys will sign your titties for you or whatever you got.
What time's the show next week?
6:30.
6:30. So that means you got to be there by 5:30.
Yeah.
That'll help.
It'll help.
That'll help. You get a good seat.
Get you a good seat.
Dave's going to pack the house.
Oh, yeah. I can't wait. I'm not nervous at all.
Not nervous at all.
Not yet.
Not yet. It's
Because
gonna-
I'll be his support animal back in the damn
Yeah,
back
yeah,
of
you'll
that
be,
shelter.
you'll be
Exactly
curled
right.
up with him.
Yeah,
shitting on the
he'll be
shit.
hugging me and patting me right before he goes out.
Don't
Just
shit.
don't shit on me.
Man, I might throw up on you.